trail. I just got a hitch from the little town of Chester. Yeah, it was a small little town. Stopped in there to do resupply, get some food, so backpack's loaded up again. Stayed at a nice bed and breakfast, which I wouldn't have necessarily stayed there, but it was the only room left in town. So I did have a very nice breakfast this morning with a croissant that was homemade, fresh made this morning. It was so good. Anyway, getting back out here. My last day on trail, day before yesterday, I did cross over the halfway point of the trail, so the numbers will keep going down. It's kind of a weird, just feels good to be halfway done, I guess. So that's good. And yeah, I've got like 8 or 10 miles to get to, maybe 10 miles to get to the next national park, which is Lawson National Park. It's a national volcanic something or another park, because there is a lot of lava, a lot of volcanic stuff around here. Mount Lawson itself, I've had pictures of the last several days as I've been getting closer, and it'll be Mount Shasta after that. But feels good to get back on trail and to have clean clothes and be clean myself. So it only lasts a little while, but it feels good. All right, let's do this. Let's put some miles down. Catch you later. So the guy that gave me a ride and I hitchhiked with from Chester back here to the trail, his name is Clay. He's an older guy that works for one of the lumber companies here, Collins Lumber Company. His job now, like I say, he's older, retired, but he still works for him as a fire watch. We had like an 8-mile ride out from Chester, and he kind of gave me a history of the fire here. It burned all this. It was called the Dixie Fire. It's the largest forest fire, I guess, that's been in California's history, is what he said. That like this area that we're walking through now is private land. I think this is actually owned by Collins, the company he works for, but any of the trees that are left standing here are called sugar pines, and they weren't harvested after the fire because they take 4 times as long to dry in a kiln compared to the other trees, the other firs and other types of pine trees, yellow pine and whatnot that's out here. So the timber company just left all the sugar pines. And Clay said that once a fire goes through, you have between a year and a year and a half to harvest the wood. Anything after that, it's not good enough to use. So after the fire went through, the lumber companies were going like gangbusters to get all the lumber out that they could, salvage it. Yeah. So yeah, the forest fire came through 4 years ago, and just said it was pretty devastating for a lot of people, obviously. Big fire. What else did he tell me? Oh, this so all these thorny bushes, they call them white thorn, and he said that the stuff grows after 4 years of growing. The leaves and stuff start getting really oily and greasy, and then they really support more fires because of the oil that the thorns have in them. So the shrubs. So the timber companies try to keep the thorns down to a minimum, and they cut fire breaks and stuff, but the National Forest Service doesn't. And Now you can kind of see in the distance maybe where there are more trees, where they're thick still. That's the National Forest Service. They don't harvest the trees after fire, and I guess it just makes for another tinderbox, so they'll just slowly rot on their own, fall to the ground. Anyway, Clay was a nice guy, gave me a ride, and some education. Interesting. All right, let's keep going. Bit of a storm brewing off to my east. Hope it stays there. I gotta go find a place to camp. It's about 6 p.m. so it won't be long. Good morning. Get going this morning. We're about 6,500 feet of elevation today. It's a nice day. Didn't get too cold last night, but comfortable. The stars last night were amazing. So I'm in the Lassen Volcanic National Park. Crossed over into that yesterday afternoon, and certainly no light pollution out here. Could see the Milky Way just perfectly, and a lot of shooting stars, a lot of satellites. Man, there's a lot of satellites up there. But that was really neat. Yesterday I ended up doing 19 miles. I wasn't gonna necessarily do that many since I started kind of in the afternoon, but there was no safe place to tent with all these dead trees standing, threatening to fall at any time. So made it to this little campground here in the national park. That just a rustic little thing, but it was safe from trees, so it was good. What else? Yeah, so yesterday in Chester, like normal, I'm always struggling to find decent Wi-Fi to upload videos in these little remote towns, and in most places the Wi-Fi is so slow it takes hours and hours to upload a video. But I went to the library and they had good Wi-Fi. They also had a neat little museum in there, so if you ever find yourself in Chester, California, swing by their little library and look at their museum that they have. It was very informative. Yeah, learned a lot about the region. A couple things, I guess, was this was a big gold mining area, and the gold miners back in the day went to some really large, big efforts to get the gold. I mean, they spent equivalent of millions and millions of dollars in infrastructure to get the gold out of the mountains. Anyway, really interesting. Check it out if you're ever in Chester. So today, continuing through the park, there are a few mud pots, you know, some thermal features here in the park, some mud pots and geysers, and yesterday I guess I went by Boiling Springs Lake, so that's kind of neat. It's nothing on the order of Yellowstone Park, but still pretty neat. And got it's like 25 miles to this little town called Old Station. I think it's Old Station. It's not much there, but they do have a little convenience store with a deli in it, so if I can make it there in time, I might swing through there. It's pretty close to the trail. And I think I've got about double that to Bernie Guest Ranch, where I'll resupply again, so only a few days. But in the meantime, we'll just continue to have a blast. Try not to trip. Catch you later. Good morning. Getting going here this morning. Yesterday I had to cut it a little bit short. I still ended up getting 20 miles, but had to stop about 2:30 to 3 o'clock, somewhere in that range, because of a thunderstorm that popped up. Didn't want to be hiking through that rain and whatnot. So I think that was a good call. There was a couple hikers that came in later, a couple hours later, and said they ran into some big hailstones and had to take some cover. But and then they had to hike through rain, and that wasn't any fun, I'm sure. So anyway, still got my 20 in. Today, of course, I'm hoping to get another 20 or so. I've got 40 miles to go to my next resupply, so I'll knock out half today. Actually, it'd be good to get a little past half, but we'll see. Probably gonna swing by this little town called Old Station. It's right next to the trail. Maybe get a Gatorade and a candy bar or something. And then there's also a little sightseeing attraction not too far from the trail called Subway Cave, which is a lava tube that I might see about going down in. We'll see what the weather's like. There's another good chance of afternoon thunderstorms, and want to get as far as I can this morning before they come up. Yeah. So that's the plan. Just keep it cruising. It's chilly this morning. Probably about, 50, something like that. And yeah, my hands are cold. Nose is cold. But it's gonna be another great day. Let's do this. This is the Subway lava tube in Lassen National Forest. Just an empty lava tube. Looks like I hit a dead end. Guess we'll go that way. We're about to the end. There's a roof collapse here a bit. Yeah, That was really neat. Not something you see every day. So that's Mount Lassen over there. And over there below those clouds, I believe that's Mount Shasta. And it looks like a serious thunderstorm brewing right on top of it. Well, we'll find out shortly. Now there's a storm brewing over Mount Lassen to my south. So one to my south, one to my north. Hopefully, I'll stay in between them. We'll see. I'm getting a little bit nervous because, well, that storm hasn't moved. It's kind of in the same place. There's one to my south. It's getting larger. It's turning, spreading around me most of the way. So, I'll just have to keep watching and find a place to hunker down before it hits. Hopefully it won't hit. Maybe I'll walk it. Let's get going. Well, I think it's inevitable I'm gonna get wet, but there's nowhere to put up a tent here. It's all lava rock. So I'm still up on this mesa, hoping to get, I got about a quarter mile, and then it curves off and I start going downhill. I really don't want to be on top of this thing. Plenty of lightning with these storms. So sure enough, I got stuck between storms, and it's raining, hailing. Been hailing for, started hailing about 10 minutes ago, maybe more, maybe 15 minutes ago. There you can see some of the hail outside. Yeah, coming down pretty good. I sure am glad I made it in this tent in the nick of time. Woo! Okay, good morning. Yeah, had a gully washer last night. Whew. Fortunately, was able to make it, get my tent up and get inside before the hail, actually before it even started raining. Although it seemed like these storms normally start with hail and then switch over to rain. So that was good, but I cut it close. I got down off that big volcanic ridge a little ways, and now it's a nice morning. You can see some clouds hanging in the mountains over there, and yeah, there's less chance of a rain today than there was yesterday. So hopefully we won't have to go through all that again, but that was fun, I guess. I did 24 yesterday, 24 miles. Still hanging around 4,500 feet of elevation. Continuing to slowly go lower and lower for a while here. Gonna be swinging by a ranch, resupply ranch called Bernie Mountain Ranch. Get some more food to make it on to probably Dunsmuir. It'll be about 80 miles or so past this resort, I think. 80 or 90, something like that. And yeah, it's nice and cool this morning, calm. The trail's not dusty for once, so that's kind of neat. And I got dry feet, which is awesome. Yeah, I think it's gonna be another great day. Catch you later. Yeah, it's a nice sunrise happening, and some clouds hanging low over there, and then even Mount Shasta. I'll zoom in a little here. It's looking nice in the sunrise. Not a storm over the top of it right now, which is nice. From this viewpoint, I can see Mount Lassen over there. Big lava field in between. And then Mount Shasta over there. There it is. Okay. I don't know if you can see those in there. There's trout. These are by far the largest. There's some big rainbows in there. Whoopies. Yeah. Those are trophies. All right, good morning. Getting going here this morning. Yesterday was another good day. Didn't get rained on yesterday, which was nice. Did 25 miles. I also stopped at the Bernie Mountain Guest Ranch, which caters to hikers quite a bit. So I stopped and got a shower and did my laundry, which was $15 for those two things. Not bad at all. They had a little restaurant and a resupply store, so had a sandwich and bought some more food, and then stayed last night in this state park, Bernie Falls State Park. Just kind of a little campground on the edge of it. I'm heading into the state park now, check out the falls, and then continue north, kind of northwest. Another nice cool morning, maybe about 60, 62, and calm. Again, low humidity, and yeah, it's gonna be another great day. It is this is that volcanic area still, so a lot of solidified lava everywhere, which is pretty cool. But it does get kind of hard on the feet. It's just walking on lava rock all day. Right now I got dirt, which is nice. But yeah, let's do this. Catch you later. So physically, I'm feeling great. Blisters all seem to be either gone or going away. No pain there with that. And as far as my weight loss, I got that under control. I think been just really increasing the amount I've been eating and changing up some of the stuff. Big thing was changing Pop-Tarts for meal replacement bars that have a lot higher protein and whatnot in it. So, and then just eating more. So each time coming out of town now, I basically plan on have enough for a good snack of several hundred calories every hour that I'm hiking, and seems to be working pretty good. Bigger breakfast, bigger lunch, bigger supper, and then more snacks. Yeah, getting there, feeling good, and just loving this. This is such a fun adventure. Yeah, perfect. Feels awesome being alive. Catch you later.